IP Farms. Well, it's another beautiful day here. It's getting warm again. We're gonna move on to something else. I think the last video you saw was on the 2500 plow, a little bit of plowing I did. We got massive amounts of rain right after that, so kind of waiting on that to dry up and get a few things situated. Dad's tractor here is in dire need of getting finished up, and I finally finished the steering box up the other day. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do this video format. I want to explain, especially the steering box situation. I should have, actually captured a video of it, but I didn't. But probably gonna put you on high speed here for a few minutes and let me get a few things buttoned up. This shop is just a disaster as well, tripping over tools. I mean, I've got to get this tractor finished up and out of the shop so I can at least clean it up. But like I said, I might put you on high speed for a little bit and then see what we can come up with after that, and I'll figure out if I can decide how I can work and talk and not waste so much time just sitting here in front of the camera. So see what we can do. Alright guys, there's no way to do this without just standing here talking for 3 or 4 minutes and trying to explain it, so that's what we're going to do. We got everything finished on the tractor here except for the power steering issue. The night Dad drove it, I'll throw a little card to the short up here, the power steering was not working. I knew we had to address that. That was the last big issue that we had. Bled it that night, couldn't get anything to come to pass. I thought, well, maybe the pump's bad, whatever the case may be. Wasn't leaking anything anywhere. Messed with it the next day. Almost like you just flipped a switch, power steer started working. I'm like, great, here we go. Drove it around 10-15 minutes, everything was fine. Turned it with one finger, I'm like, Dad is gonna love this, after all the issues we had with the 165 when he got it. About another 5 minutes went by, typical Ford, started puking fluid out of the steering wheel. I had already been aware of that issue. So we backed it back in the shop. It was very low on fluid. It didn't pump that much out of that, so I wasn't sure. I checked the steering box itself. It was full of power steering fluid, which it all runs the same fluid, but I had not put any back in the box yet from where I had it apart, putting the rock shaft seals in. So I knew that I had a seal on the bottom. So basically we tore into it, swung for the fences. I have no idea what I'm doing there. I did a lot of reading. Back up a minute, this may be repetitive, but this is not a 3000 Ford steering box, it's a 3910 box. The internal power assist block, for lack of better words, is a little bit different. It has different seals and things like that in it than the 3000s do. What I've been told and what I read, I may be totally wrong, but I know when I pulled it apart, I know what I saw. It's got 5 Teflon seals on a shaft that kind of looks like a worm gear, if you will, and I think the best way to explain it is it moves up and down as you turn the wheel right or left, and it actuates in between the ports to send pressure out to the cylinders on each side. $600 and some for all those seals. Plus you have to have a special tool to put them on, and you have to have a special tool to shrink them back down. No way, no way. The shaft had some pitting in it, didn't look the best. Parts are pretty much scarce. You can't find another box. Everybody wants power steering on these, so they're non-existent. Me and Dad talked about it. We were just putting a manual box on it and be done with it. Talked to my buddy about it. We cleaned it all up, got some of the pitting out, polished a little bit of this, that, and the other. I said, well, let's just replace what we can. I knew the top seal was bad, letting it come out of the steering wheel. I knew the bottom O-ring was bad, letting the fluid go down into the steering box itself out of the power assist. Those 2 seals alone were right at $100, and we were talking about seals about the size of a 50-cent piece. It's unreal. It's the first thing I've came across on these tractors that has been outrageously expensive is anything to do with the power steer, and I can see that. Everything else is dirt cheap. Put it all back together. So far so good. We've run it about an hour. I haven't driven it outside yet, but I've cycled it through, sitting here in the shop, and no leaks, nothing's pushing out of the steering column, so I got my fingers crossed. So that's where we are right now on that, trying to get all the sheet metal back together, get this basically get the tractor back together to to where it can be used and test it out, see if we're going to have any more issues with it, and basically get it out of the shop so I can get something else in here. So that's the gist on the tractor. Throw some bits and pieces in here or there on video and see what we can come up with, and hopefully see it pulling out of the shop here in a little bit, completely back together like it was when I backed it in. A whole different tractor now. There it is, guys. Pretty much finished. Got a little bit of wiring to do, a few odds and ends. Alright everybody, I believe we'll just wrap this one up and call it good on Dad's 3000. Figured I'd finish it up out here outside. It's such a beautiful day, the birds are chirping. But pretty much finished up with it. I've got a little bit of wiring to do on the gauge cluster. Got the fuel gauge working. I got to get a temperature sending unit, and then I've got to check and see if I need to polarize the system with a generator, or if I'm going to have to put a voltage regulator or a generator on it. It's not charging right now, but other than that, I think everything's good. Steering great, power steering's doing good. I got to adjust the box just a little bit, and the tie rod's a touch here or there, but just for, you know, something fun, brought it around, hooked it up to the baler. I'm not sure how the tractor situation will be during hay season this year. I've got something in mind and in works for the 250 that might change up its user-friendly ability just a little bit for hay, but you know, we got the 165 in Dad's tractor, so don't think we'll be doing anything remote hydraulics before the first cutting, so probably cut with the 165, which I feel good with the power steering fix now on it, and then, you know, raking and tedder work and baler we'll just see between the other two. But looking forward to it. I think it'll be another good addition to the farm here. Dad's tickled with it. He drove it around some today, so you know, we'll see. Everything's working out great for now. Anything can happen, but another pennies on the dollar when it rolls out the door, and really pleased with the progress that we've made with it. So I know it's been a long time coming, but I bounced around with projects here or there, so if you're still here watching, I really appreciate that. Thank you everybody for doing what you do and all the support and being here. If you're interested, check out the apparel link for some hats, shirts, stickers, pennies on the dollar stuff at Mad Moose Designs. I'll put the link in the description, and really appreciate all the new subscribers and all you guys following along the journey with me. So definitely stay tuned. We'll see what happens over the next couple days. Till then, thank you.